All right, welcome to another episode of GlideChat. My name is Michael Lombardo. With me is Adam Godfrey, our leader of EMEA, our ServiceNow practice leader of EMEA. Adam, first of all, thank you for joining GlideFast, taking over a whole new continent with us, and thank you for joining me on GlideChat here.
It's good. I've been looking forward to it.
And me too. I was like, when you came last time, I was like, we should have. I guess you weren't officially at GlideFast yet, but I was like, man, that was our chance, but we got you here back.
I'm here.
What's the biggest difference between like London and Boston? Like, what do you notice?
It's different to what I expected it to be. It's
Really?
different because my only experience of the States so far has been like Vegas. So,
Well, Vegas is different than everywhere.
but Boston's got some history, right?
Yeah,
You know,
a lot of
so,
history.
You know, and when I came before, there's actually quite a bit to look at, and staying around the harbour area is quite a cool place.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you guys are England, we're New England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everything, there's a Cambridge, there's everything.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I know. Now, I went to London last year. I missed this year, the World Forum, but no, not last year. I went in like 2019. One thing that was like crazy right out is the no tipping. Like people were, because here, like everything runs on tips. Like if you don't tip, you're not getting your food. But over there, it was almost like a couple of times we went to tip and they were like, whoa. Stop. We're like, okay, sorry. So it was almost like an offensive kind of thing.
It's a cultural difference.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
some places it's taken to extreme though. Sometimes you're asked to tip when no service has yet been provided.
Wow.
You know, so
okay.
I'm getting used to tipping over here.
Yeah,
it's a cultural thing.
Yeah. Because then you're a jerk.
Yeah.
That's they'll make it known.
Yeah,
they'll make
I don't
it known.
want anyone spilling my food. So I'll play the game.
So first of all, what strikes me when I think about you right off the bat is just your determination and like your motivation. Like we were just talking, you ran a 5K this morning. You run a 5K every day. Yeah. Why? Why? But and you, I want to talk about that marathon that you ran too in the Sahara Desert. What motivates you? Like
it's discipline.
Yeah,
it's doing something hard, doing it consistently, and forming that habit gives me discipline.
Yeah,
I don't do it for the physical. The physical is a side benefit.
Yeah,
I do it for the mental strength because if I can do that, I can deal with any problem the day throws at me.
Big time. First of all, one thing that sticks that I can relate to, maybe less on the discipline, but on the consistency. Yeah. You know, that's one thing that I learned, I think early on, probably from the program Year Up that I went to. Yeah. That taught me to, you know, really be professional and, you know, learn a lot of tech skills, but was the consistency. Like you can't just be on time 4 days a week. Yeah. You got to show up. You got to be consistent. And that really translated into, you know, my professional career, and then building GlideFast is like, we're not just going to do our best, you know, on one project, or we're going to show up every single time. So absolutely. I can definitely relate to the consistency, but that discipline, I think I lack a little bit.
Just do hard stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, most things worth doing, you know, require a significant amount of effort. So just, you know, doing hard stuff is rewarding.
Yeah. So tell me about that marathon.
So the marathon you're talking about is the Marathon Disables. So it's a 250-kilometer run across the Sahara Desert.
How many miles is that? Jamie, look that up for us. How many miles is that?
Convert it into North American. Basically, it's running a marathon every day for a week, and two on Thursday.
Oh my God!
And
why?
And you have to carry all your own equipment.
That's insane. I did a 100-mile bike ride, and that was my goal. I don't care if it took me two days. I don't care. I just wanted.
Exactly.
I wanted to finish. Yeah. And I did, and that was like one of the happiest days of my life.
I was running for about 10 hours a day, and then on the big day, I was running for about 30 hours.
Oh my God! Congratulations! That's amazing. I mean, and never ran a marathon. I told you I did a 5K one time. This year, we sponsored the Boston Marathon with for Joe and Druzy Foundation. And so we were at the sidelines, and I don't know, maybe we were like at the halfway point, or a little bit more. And I'll tell you, people were crying. So I hugged like this woman, like she was like, I can't do it. I'm like, yes, you can. You know, man, to think about a marathon every single day, but that's one of the reasons why I was so excited about you joining GlideFast, because that's the determination and I guess the discipline that we want here, because it's, you know, we both talked about it. We knew it wasn't going to be easy.
Absolutely.
Walking into a new continent, new country, we knew it was necessary. But I'm big on timing. I'm big on, not only the timing for GlideFast, for the market, but the leader that we're bringing in too. I'm really big on, I think I've been very good, and GlideFast, collectively has been very good about not setting people up for failure, because I've seen that and I've seen the fallout, and I've seen how that hurts people and the company and everything, so I've always been really good at like, hey, here's the worst thing that could happen. Here's the best thing. Here's like probably what's going to happen. And I think we were pretty calculated on that.
Yeah. And when we spoke, I said it didn't want to be part of just another North American company that was dabbling in a new region.
Yeah.
But your passion for bringing what GlideFast offers into Europe, EMEA, and UK specifically, that for me was an exciting next part of my journey in the ServiceNow ecosystem.
There's no half measures here.
Exactly.
There's really not. I had a meeting with Bill McDermott yesterday, which was like amazing just to hear him talk most of the time. It was him just preaching. Like I need to give, if I'm the mayor, he's the preacher. He is a preacher, man, because he is just like spitting gold, and just inspiring and everything. But, I said to him after, I sent him an email and I just said, listen, I'm not looking for an exit here. This is like, we are here to dominate this space, period. That is my only mission. And that is GlideFast's only mission. And the other partners won't be here in a couple of years. We will. We'll be here when ServiceNow doubles, and we'll be here when ServiceNow doubles again. Yeah. And that's how I feel. That's how I've always felt. Like it's never been about money or, I don't know. It's this weird will to win that I have. I think it's because I lose in so many other areas that like I found something that like we're really good at.
But the technology space is an exciting space to be in. But ServiceNow at this point in time, you couldn't get more exciting.
No.
We're strapped to a rocket ship that's going.
That's what it is.
Hold on with both hands.
We owe it to the opportunity, right? Like, how many times in the world is there going to be this level of digital transformation, this level of superior product? Yeah. And it's funny because Bill was telling a little bit of his story when he was at SAP. He had these challenges internally of all these different systems that needed to be integrated to work to run the business smoothly. And he goes, enough. We need something that we can run in one system that doesn't need integration. What do we have? And his CTO or COO said, ServiceNow is the one. He said, how long is it going to take? They said 6 months. And when he saw it happen, he goes, I need to be there. And then he changed his mission to do that. And that's what I experienced as a customer. Yeah. I saw us go from, I don't know what it was, a CA product, to a single platform that automated my job, my team member's job. And then, so I was like, I just related that to that immediately. I was like, that's exactly what I did. Smaller scale, hospital. He was SAP. And then he talked about having a superior product. And he said, I won't name the customer. I don't think he did either. But, he said a large organization just a couple of days ago came to him. It was actually another government came to him. They called him and said, we want to talk about ServiceNow, about running our whole government on it, right? And he goes, that's because we have a superior product. And I'm like, that's what happened at GlideFast. We didn't lead off with sales. We weren't like the best sellers, like we did great work and customers came to us,
Yeah, and if you look at the success ServiceNow's had in a relatively short period of time, 20 years this year, and a market cap bigger than IBM.
Wow. No, not 20 years, 2006, no?
Well, since the original Fred
2003?
Yeah.
Whoa, my mind is... GlideSoft. I know. But a lot of people still don't know that. Like, you can do those trivias every couple months because, like, people like, wow, a lot of people don't know Glide ServiceNow used to be called GlideSoft, and then that's, a lot of the code is Glide Record, and that's where we got GlideFast, and that ultimately GlideChat. Wow, 2003, huh? Yeah, that's when he started coding.
Bigger than IBM.
It's bigger than IBM
market
right now.
Cap.
Wow. And it's just, what is it? They're going to do $8 billion this year, and he's talking 16 billion. And now I'm hearing rumors he's saying 25 billion. Like, he just keeps going.
Because everything that's, being said is happening.
I know.
They're delivering on their expectations to the market.
He's going after ERP now. And then this AI revolution, I heard in his quarterly earnings call, he said like something like 4 trillion will be spent on AI, not just in ServiceNow, but worldwide. And of just an AI by businesses.
But if you look who he's partnered up with and who he's speaking to, the other,
NVIDIA.
my other favorite technology company, NVIDIA.
Yeah,
from building graphics cards 20, 30 years ago, to now developing, the technology behind AI, and ServiceNow working with those. That's like my 2 favorite companies working together.
I mean, they're in like lockstep. Did you buy stock in NVIDIA?
No, unfortunately not.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. I spent a lot of money on graphics cards.
Yeah. It's great. And are you into crypto at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Really? What? Like, are you a maxi?
No. I'm not.
You're diverse.
Yeah.
Which one are you watching now? You watch meme coins, or what do you?
No, I'm not following some of them are too scary for me.
Yeah, me too. I dabbled.
Yeah.
I won. I lost.
But it's an exciting time
to see BlackRock getting involved with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, you gotta assume there's going to be some money entering the space if this ETF gets approved. I mean.
And that's the biggest challenge is the regulation around it.
I know. It's sad. It's sad. Like, we're regulating this amazing technology. Like, not just regulating it, like where it seems like we're pushing it down to where we don't want it to. But technology always wins. Yeah. Digital, like, transformation, innovation always wins. Innovate or die. I don't know if you know, we had a huge sticker on our old office. Huge sticker that was like the Blockbuster logo of Innovate or Die.
Okay.
And you know where we got that from, right? Fred Luddy. Fred Luddy had on one of his presentations, I think it was Knowledge, he had a huge logo, the Blockbuster logo, instead of the Blockbuster in yellow, it said Innovate or Die. And it's like, we took that to heart. It's like, if we're not staying ahead of it, and you cannot be afraid to change. A lot of companies are afraid to expand into EMEA. I just say we just got to be prepared. So what do you see as great leadership? Because you're a leader.
I definitely think you can learn it and, become good at it. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that people are just born. You've got to have discipline in yourself and be able to do those things yourself to expect them of other people.
Yeah.
You learn it from a mentor or a coach or someone that inspired you. Certainly where I, learned from. People I look up and admire to, learn from them, read the books they read, follow the examples they set.
What have you learned when you're about leadership? Like, what's a great leader to you? I always tried to be the leader that I want. Growing up, I was always the one, kind of my boss or the owner of the companies I work for, the business I work for, kind of took under their wing a little bit and mentored. And I started working at 13 years old, right? Washing dishes. And I always worked 2-3 jobs. I had to. And I always really tried to learn from my other leaders. So I always tried to be the leader that I wanted to lead me. Yeah. And what's that for you?
Making other leaders.
Yeah.
Because if you can teach that to other people, that requires you to be on the best of your game, to set the best example, to be consistent, to be determined, but to then be able to work with other people and see them develop those skills. Yeah. That's rewarding. To see other people and nurture them and see them become leaders. I think that's the real reward from that.
It is, and that's a challenge too, right? Because for me personally, I'm still learning. I think everyone's always, if you're smart, you're always still learning. I never want to tell people what to do, right? I'm never hey, go pick up that piece of paper. But what I want is someone to have the knowledge that if there's a piece of paper on the ground, they know to pick that up, right?
It's when you find coachable people that's quite exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone that's open to receiving feedback.
Yeah.
Who you can give robust feedback to as well. Someone that's not too precious and is going to get upset about it. And you can push them harder, and you see them grow, and you push them harder again, you see them grow more.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoy.
A great way that I learned feedback was to give 2 compliments or 2 things that they're doing very well.
Yeah.
and then one area of improvement, because that allows the person to like kind of disarm themselves a little bit and like, oh, you know, they're getting complimented.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, but here's, you know, your hard work or your discipline, you know, but hey, here's an area where you can get a little bit better. And if you tighten this up, you'd be a rock star and you'd be, you know, just level up. But that's always been really good. And, you know, learning how to accept feedback is another thing too, because a lot of us want to, you know, be like, what do you mean? You know, but it's good to be able to take feedback from your team too.
Yeah. And I think getting and receiving it swiftly is important.
Yeah.
If someone comes 3 weeks later and says, oh, that thing you did 3 weeks ago, that's not particularly valuable.
No.
It makes you feel like they've been sat on it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
As you say, delivering it fresh when it's relevant.
Exactly.
Go, right, I get it, because I still feel why I did that. Now I understand how I could have done it differently.
Exactly. Like coming out of a meeting, here's where you did great, here's where you can improve. Adam, what's one thing you can leave our audience? We always like to leave our audience with a piece of advice. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people across the pond that, you know, have followed you. Everybody I talk to loves you, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
mean, every single person is like, man, you know, that's a great leader for you guys. And love Adam, you know, all positive things, not one, seriously, not one. And people are not shy telling me if I did something wrong. What's, you know, some advice, you know, for other people that want to maybe follow in your footsteps, your path, or you know, similar paths?
I just develop yourself, you know, invest in yourself, whatever area in our ecosystem you're working, whether you're a developer, a salesperson, manager, leader, just you've got to put that time into yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't use being busy as an excuse, because it will always be an excuse.
Exactly.
You've got to find time, whether that be investing in yourself physically or reading books or practicing something or being coached or coaching. You have to find that time. That's the only way you're going to grow. And to do that and go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
This job is going out of my comfort zone.
100%.
And that's where you grow. That is the space that stuff happens. So find an opportunity. If it's uncomfortable, do it.
It's probably good.
Yeah.
It's probably good. I love it. All right. Thank you for joining me on episode of GlideChat. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe to us. We're going to have video on Spotify coming up. By the time you see this, it'll probably be video there. I know we're on Apple. Hopefully there's video there too. But thank you guys, and have a great day.